A student attending the small business class at Stanford experienced his aha moment about entrepreneurship. And as a result, he had to create a business plan. And this business plan was based on a metaphor that he asked of himself. Can Japanese sports shoes do to German sports shoes what Japanese cameras did to German cameras? That led to the founding of a $30 billion empire. Voted as one of the most valuable apparel companies in the world, that was Nike. And the man, you must have guessed, was Phil Hampson Knight. So after he asked that metaphor of himself, he went across to Kobe, met a lot of suppliers. He was very interested and impressed with the Tiger brand of running shoes owned by the Onitsuka company, comes back to the United States, signs up the distributorship for the western region of the US, and that's how the legend was born. As Aristotle said, having a good measure of metaphor is extremely critical for a leader. One of the key weapons in your arsenal of communication as a leader is the right usage of metaphor. There is a separate activity, there's a separate part of your brain that handles and processes metaphors in a very, very efficient manner. CXO storytellers understand that their message has to stand the test of time, of inertia, of friction when it passes through various layers. And the way they can do it is by comparing their particular action to something else, and that's where a metaphor comes in. A cue from the author John Clancy, who wrote the book Impressive, The Invisible Powers, The Language of Business. He likens a lot of stuff to various metaphors that we could use: war, life, community, etc. And whenever we use metaphors, we are likening something to something else. And that's a beautiful way to ensure that ideas land really easily and frictionless on the mind of the receiver. Metaphors are great. When I work with my coaches, I tell them, see, your external behavior is like an algorithm which is fashioned by hundreds and thousands of lines of code that have been fed into you. By the way, how is that for a metaphor?